This is the TeamClearCoat podcast. We're two friends finally doing something about our obsession with cars.
We're probably not doing it well, but it should be fun and we might actually learn something along the way. I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave, and this is our show.
Ian.
Hello, Dave.
Ian.
Yes.
So, you know
Very excited to talk tonight. Very excited.
You know how when you're driving and you pull up to a stoplight and there's already people at the stoplight in front of you?
Nope. This is not what we're talking about tonight.
There's cars in front of you
This
at
is
the
not what we're
stoplight,
talking about.
and you have to
We
decide.
left it on, we were going to talk about you driving my car.
You have to decide which car is faster.
Yeah.
which one's going to leave
I'll
the
be right back.
the stoplight faster? Oh God, wait, what are you doing? No.
Shut up! Shut up!
But the stoplight.
Shut up!
The stoplight.
Talk about my car!
So when you pull up to the stoplight,
No!
Okay. All right, Ian.
Sorry for peaking the levels.
Let's
Kept
talk.
me in suspense. That was a real week
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. 7 days
in
Ian.
both podcast time and also real life time that you have refused to talk to me about this.
I've kept you in suspense. Yeah.
And you're going to talk about some stoplight nonsense.
We'll get back to stoplight nonsense later in the show.
Okay.
All right, Ian. Let's talk about your car.
Let's do that. Okay, so for those who don't know what this is all about, Dave's car was
my old Man Infiniti Sedan
was leaking
Had
fluids,
leaky bladder. Yep, like one's known to do.
yeah. Snot or
Uh-huh.
something was
Yeah.
coming out of it. So while that was getting repaired, he was using my car while I was out of town. And yes, there it is, pictured in its natural habitat.
On the back of a flatbed.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So he was using my car, and he has refused to tell me about his impressions of it. He did text me, or he did on Twitter. I think he said that he already fixed one thing and didn't tell me what it was. And it took me like a while to figure out that I had like one little piece of headliner that was hanging down from. It's just like a little flap from the
whole
rear hatch.
Yeah, the back strip. I guess there's probably like humidity and moisture that comes in there that degrades the adhesive.
Yeah.
And so I just happen to have spray adhesive.
And that was new. That it had fallen. It was like a little loose up until a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
And it like bloop.
Well, you drive with your windows down a fair amount.
Right, and I think that was part of it.
Yeah. And I just happen to have spray adhesive because I'm a crafty motherfucker. And so I hit it with some spray adhesive, so we'll see how long it holds.
It looks great.
Okay.
Thank you. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Although I was like, it did make me realize like how many little things are wrong with my car, because I was like, oh wait, it wasn't that. Oh, was it? No, it wasn't that.
Oh man, I didn't even think about that effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shoot. Okay. All right. I should have said I might have fixed one thing.
Well, then I really would have been. Then I would have been looking for things. Yeah.
Yeah. So while my car was in the shop, I drove yours. Thank you so much again for letting me borrow it. But yeah, I don't think I might as well daily drive a Ford Raptor, and then when it comes to getting in your car, just because it's such a different experience.
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing that I want to talk more about, more than anything, is when you pull up to. No, I'm just kidding. Is you are really concerned? Like, you are literally wringing your hands right now.
Yeah. I'm
over
worried.
concern about what I think about your car.
Yeah. Well, because I don't know. I sometimes think that, because I love that car.
Yeah.
I
No.
love it.
As you should.
And I sometimes think that I have automotive Stockholm syndrome with it.
You definitely do.
That I'm just so blinded by my devotion to this car that I don't see the flaws.
Right.
And that I'm completely crazy for thinking that I can't replace it with anything newer.
Right. That would provide the same level of interaction, visceral feel.
It's not even amount. It's not an amount of feel or anything. It's that combination.
It's just that it's different. Another car would just simply be different.
Right.
And not necessarily lesser than, or by definition different. It would be lesser than.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Maybe it's just that I'm so familiar. That's what I don't know. I think it maybe
Right.
just so familiar with it. Like the Focus. So I drove recently in the last year. We drove
Yeah.
the Focus RS.
Yes,
and
yes.
and I drove a Golf R.
Right.
And both those cars are objectively way better than my car
Right.
in every measurable
Right.
in every measurable way.
Right. True.
Every single one.
Right.
And they're better in very different ways
Right.
than my car.
Right.
But neither of them would just tickle the exact same center in my brain that my car does.
Yeah. So they think about it like Haagen-Dazs vanilla bean, right?
Mhm.
Like that's a really fucking good ice cream, right?
Yeah.
Like honestly, nothing that special about it. It's been around forever, but god damn it if that isn't the go-to, right?
I think by comparing my car to vanilla ice cream, you're meaning to compliment it. So we'll move on. But I just want to know your impressions of it, because you've driven my car before.
I have,
but
yeah.
in kind of like more limited things, right?
Yeah.
You haven't like lived with it.
Right, and I don't think I have driven it since you've done the coilovers. I think I drove it with the previous suspension setup.
No, I don't think so. It's been that
Really?
way for a long time.
Has it?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Okay. Because I remember driving it down a street close to where I live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we were just goofing around one day. Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Right?
It's been a long time since I've done that, though.
Okay. So this driving your car is basically this show, I can't help it, but there's oftentimes an excuse to talk about bicycles, and your car is definitely one of those instances where I feel it's actually appropriate to talk about bicycles.
Because you're like, I should own a bicycle because I'm gonna have to ride one because this thing's gonna break.
That's true. Might want to double up on the bikes, but so let's talk about so for anybody who doesn't know, like I'm sure you've probably seen in media like Olympic track cycling, right?
Right.
Like on a velodrome, and so those bicycles are very, very specific types of bicycles.
Mm-hmm.
They're fixed gear. There's no freewheel, so if the bike's moving, the pedals are moving. Right. I'm sure a bunch of our listeners already know all this stuff. So
and they're geared like crazy high, right?
Yeah, they're geared pretty high. Yeah. So just for anybody who doesn't know, typically like when you have like a road setup and you have two front rings, about the big ring that you have, and then something somewhat close to the little ring that you have on the back is what that's their only gearing option, right? And they have no brakes whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Anything extraneous on the bike would only get in the way of the person being able to lay down the maximum amount of power, right. to the track and to the velodrome. And so they're super aerodynamic, super light, super simple, and super pared down. People wear, super, the time trial helmets, and, they care about every single little, aerodynamic surface, right? And so it's a tool, and it has its exact environment,
mm-hmm.
right? And so your car is, let me kind of keep this going for a minute. So bicycle messengers, right? Bicycle messengers also have a long history of riding fixed gear bicycles, mainly out of complete simplicity, right? Less shit to break, less shit to go wrong when you're out. Oftentimes when they're carrying, giant packages, they don't always have a hand where they could grab a brake. So being able to backpedal is how they maneuver through traffic, right? Mm-hmm. And I've ridden a fixed gear for years. You now own it, right? But I had it set up fixed gear for a long time. And so there's this interesting kind of feeling that you have when you ride a fixed gear bike where you feel really connected to the bicycle because you can't coast. You can't. Right. And so the slightest variation in power you're really sensitive to. If you're on road tires like 23 millimeter tires, you're paying close attention to the road surface, right? Mm-hmm. Stuff like that. And to me, your car is like that messenger's fixed gear bicycle, right? Ultimately, it's at its best on a track,
Mhm.
right? But it was fucking nerve-wracking driving that on Denver streets.
You can't text.
No, you can't you can't look away. You
Yeah.
can't go, oh, there's another car. Like,
Mhm.
oh, a cool Audi. You can't do that. The only way you can do that is by building up a base of familiarity and
Right.
this spider web of roads that you know are safe, where you don't really have to worry about the surface.
Right.
Right? So in your head, I'm sure you have this little spider web of where you're going to need to crab walk, where you can like check out for a little bit,
Yeah.
right? All this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And
That's
so
true.
right. And so remember, none of these are knocks against the car,
Mhm.
right? I think I'm just trying to describe, like, you put me in your car for a day. This is the absolute closest parallel I can draw, right? Because I certainly believe it is a highly effective tool on the track, because it really is. You hold your own at every track day we go to,
Mhm.
mainly because of your driving talent, but also your car handles really well.
Yeah.
It
it's very
brakes well.
forgiving.
You've set it
Yeah.
up well. You know, you do good work behind the wheel of that thing, right?
Mhm.
But driving it on Denver city streets is, Jesus Christ, man. My asshole was puckered shut. I'm surprised I didn't suck the upholstery off of your seat, man.
Yeah, they used to be cloth. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude. I was so nervous driving your car that I was going to bung it. Mainly because it is so close to the ground. It is so connected. But also, I know how much you love that car. Let's say, worst case scenario, let's say I did crack your oil pan, right?
Yeah.
I'd pay to have it repaired, and we'd go on about our way, right?
Yeah.
You know, right? No harm, right? And I fully assume that risk of something like that happening while I'm at the wheel, right?
Mhm.
By taking the keys from your wife,
Yeah.
you know? And so it's not like that urban city commuter bicycle with fenders for when it rains and like some plusher tires.
Right.
It is a hardened track tool that you've kind of bent into urban commuting every now and then, and it does it. It's not in its element, but but even when you have that car out of its element, it's still fun and you still feel really connected. I don't think you can say the same thing about other types of vehicles, like an off-road Jeep would not feel fun on a city commute, right? Because it's suited for a certain thing, and when it's out of that element, there's not really a whole lot of enjoyment other than like being higher than other people, or like I could drive down a flight of stairs if I wanted to,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Right? But I think your car, even though like it's nerve-wracking, for the uninitiated, it does still offer some enjoyment when it's out of its element and placed in a daily environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's funny is that it's supposed to be a hatchback, right? It's supposed to
Right.
be
Yeah.
It's supposed to be really good at like that stuff, but also kind of good on the track.
Right.
And I think I've ruined that initial part of it a little bit.
You have.
Although
You
I
have.
had my pregnant wife and Nico in it today,
Right.
and it does that stuff pretty well. Okay.
No. Well, it will get you from point A to point B. It's certainly a lot easier if you're familiar with the terrain that you're, or the route that you're taking.
Right.
I'm like, you can't shut that kind of stuff off when you're at the wheel of your car.
No.
Like, you can't, like, it's.
But
like,
that's how driving should be.
Well, it's how, not necessarily. I think that like there's a graduated like scale, right, of. And this is true in bicycles and cars, in a lot of stuff that we do, where like in our mind we have like the lowest common denominator of a thing that we would need to worry about, right? So in your car, like a bump, a hole, a surface change, something like that.
Right.
Yeah, you have that like that gauge, right? And in my Infiniti, that gauge is bigger, right? That lowest common denominator is bigger.
Yeah.
Right? And so driving isn't supposed to be your car or my car. Driving is just driving, right? There's benefits to either one. Yours is better on the track. Mine, you can sit in traffic for an hour
That's true.
in perfect comfort.
Mine is a little miserable in traffic.
Yeah. But when you get clear spaces, it's fun.
It is. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. And these things aren't knocks against your car by any means. It's just it's. And I think that this is one of the key elements about our show is that we don't shit on a lot of cars other than Nissan Rogues, but like when a car is in its right context, or when we understand cars in context, then we get a lot more out of them.
True. Yes.
And we have a lot more to talk about when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah, I enjoy your car. I really like your car. I've told you that if you ever sold it, I would want to buy it. I wouldn't daily drive it.
Well, no, that's not
Right.
what it's for anymore.
Right.
I've ruined that part of it.
Right. Well,
But that's fine because
right.
it's the things that are important to me now are, taking it up to the mountains and
right.
having fun with it in the winter and having
Yeah.
fun with it on the track. So,
Right.
So I think it's set up for that now.
Right. Yeah. And I think that it does speak to the versatility of the platform that it does so well.
Yeah.
Like if it was at its stock height and had some cushier tires, you would that would be a no-brainer, like Commute-Mobile 7000. Like you could fucking haul just about anything,
Yeah.
Then you slap a roof box on it. Jesus Christ.
Right.
What couldn't you do?
Right.
The
The other thing that I has been gnawing at the back of my mind after the last couple of track days is that I think I'm, and this is like the most like self compliment I can manage to give myself, but I think I am maybe beyond that car a little bit. Like
Yeah.
I think
Mhm.
I can find the limits of that car,
Yes.
and to me that means it's time to move on.
I
Because
would
I
agree
don't-
with that.
I'm not I don't know. Like I can just turn out super consistent laps
Yep.
in that car.
You certainly can.
And I know the limits of it.
Uh-huh.
And I can find them, and it's
Right. Yeah.
not hard.
You can
anymore.
drive 10/10s in that car.
right
consistently.
So I kind of want more of a challenge.
Right. I was just going to say the challenge of getting to that point is gone.
A little
right?
bit.
Right. And there's pros and cons to that.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. No, it's one of the best sounding exhausts
exhaust noises
ever.
are fun.
ever. I
Exhaust noises
love
are
that
fun.
exhaust noise so much.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah. It's fantastic. It sounds so business. It's so mean and it's so business. Yeah. I don't know. I love it. I love it. But it's about the context. It's
Right.
about the context.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad you had a good time. I was nervous you were going to hate it.
No, not at all. Like, yeah, there's no way I could hate it,
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know. Are you okay? Do you feel bummed out by that?
No.
That I'm not like effusive in love with it?
No. I'm relieved. I really
Okay.
I thought you were going to be like, I'm too old for it.
No.
I don't want it. I don't want this anymore. Like that sort of thing.
Right.
But I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, anytime. Also, we need to get you back in it barefoot so you can learn.
So I can learn how to heel toe.
learn how to heel
Right.
toe. That's the way to learn in that car.
I did learn how to heel toe while you were on vacation.
Mhm.
I just use an automatic transmission.
And a downshifts right for you there.
Ian,
Yes.
I
Uh-huh.
have an FMK cars that's inspired by your car.
I also have an FMK cars that's inspired by my car, but I will wait. I will go second. I will explain to the people what FMK cars is.
Okay.
It is a game that we play on the show based off the classic game of Fuck, Marry, Kill, except we play it with cars instead of people because we're nice. F means you drive it for a day, you hit it and quit it. M means you marry it. It's a new daily driver. You put a ring on it. K means it goes to the crusher immediately. Go ahead, Dave.
Ian,
Yes.
this one is called...
That's going to sound insane if you listen to podcasts on like twice speed.
Right. This one is called It's Another Excuse for Me to Talk About Bicycles. We're going to talk about bicycles some more.
Okay.
I think you're going to need this. This has your I have to pee message on it. I assume you're good for now.
I'm good now.
Okay.
This was from last time.
All right.
Oh, wow. That's not really clearing as well.
Oh,
Okay.
maybe the battery's dying. Yeah.
Perhaps.
Maybe you got some Volkswagen on it, Ian.
I probably sprinkled a little.
Uh-huh.
Sprinkle a little Volkswagen on it.
So in this FMK car scenario, Ian,
Mm-hmm.
you have a daily commute.
Okay.
There's terrain, and then there's a bicycle that you have to cover that terrain on. Then you get to take a certain car home.
Okay. So I
Okay.
go to work
You go to work.
in a bicycle,
Yep.
home from work in a car.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh, God.
Okay. All right. First up, Ian,
Mhm.
it's going to be an urban cross-city commute, 10 miles.
Oh, wow. That's long.
Okay.
10 miles of urban commute. That's,
Yep.
That's a lot.
You're going to have a fixed gear bicycle. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Fixie.
Fixie.
I also love that you compared my car to like the hipster bicycle.
Well, so I didn't say hipster at all.
It's implied.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
I said velodrome and messenger.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what we call projection. Textbook.
You're not wrong. Moving on.
Textbook. Ian. Body. Okay. Let's see here. So there's a fixie. All right.
Okay.
A nice on one. All right. Okay. And then your car, Ian, for your trip home is going to be your Volkswagen R32.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So
Now, can I tow the car with the bike?
that's a good one. I like that. Yes. Okay. Second, Ian, you have a 2 mile. Actually, you know what? Here, let me give you this one next. You have a long distance rolling hills and plains commute.
Long distance. What were we saying?
25 miles.
Ooh, 25
Okay.
miles.
All right.
Rolling hills.
Yes. Just gentle. Nothing like crazy, right? 25 miles. And to put that in context, from my house to the top of Lookout Mountain is
Okay.
close to 25 miles.
Right, but I'm not doing Lookout Mountain.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. You just have like a nice road
Okay.
commute. You can have whatever, like a nice steel bicycle is what I would recommend,
Okay.
Something supple, right?
Supple.
Yep. Just like me, Ian. All right. So
Okay.
then, Ian,
Mm-hmm.
your commute home is going to be a Ferrari 612 Scaglietti.
Whoa.
Okay?
Okay.
Let me
I like
let me-
those.
yeah.
I think they're.
I think that if you're crushing tons of like long distance hills,
Mm-hmm.
like just, rolling hills and plains, that might be your car. That's like Ferrari's GT,
Yeah.
their touring car.
I do think it is one of their least attractive cars.
Yeah.
But
I love it.
it's ugly.
Uh-huh.
But there's like an elegance about how
Yeah.
ugly it is.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it says like a dashing older man is getting out of that.
It's the Benedict Cumberbatch of Ferraris.
Oh wow,
Right?
that's a bold statement.
Kind of wonky, but it all works,
Yeah, well, maybe,
right?
maybe.
Yeah, I dig them, and I really dig them in this blue that they made them in.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I do like
Yeah.
that color. But yeah, it is a goofy looking.
it
car.
is. But I saw one time when I was coming into town on 6th Avenue, right?
Uh-huh.
And you know that there's that split where it goes to 25 north and south, and like the flyover bridge.
Uh-huh.
And there was one that just fucking flew up the
Nice.
25 bridge, and like its exhaust just sang,
Yeah.
and yeah,
And
yeah.
you know, the owner of that car had been waiting for like 3 months for that moment
right,
of like, oh my god, there's nobody in front of me.
Right,
And there's
right.
some low walls for the
right,
exhaust to bounce
yeah,
off
and
of.
a swooping long
Yep.
turn, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. So that's your second scenario.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
all right. Had I thought this through more, I would have given you a specific job to contend with. But lastly, Ian,
Mm-hmm.
you have a 2 mile completely downhill commute. All right. No pavement, trails, and like ski slopes in the summertime.
Okay.
All right. Downhill bike.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I don't know if you've ever ridden a downhill bike.
I have. They're hilarious.
Yeah, they're ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, I rode one on like a mountain bike trail
Oh,
one time.
That's a bad idea.
It was it was so much
Uh-huh.
work.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it was so funny because you would just like
Yeah.
it was so cushy.
They have all the squish.
yeah.
Because
and
you
it was
have
like,
to land things like this.
yeah, and the guy at the time I was like really in shape, and the guy who owned it was like had like 30 or 40 pounds on me.
Okay.
So it was set
Oh,
up for him,
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
and I it was just like
A little bouncy, huh?
it was so bouncy.
Yeah. Yeah. The squish was a spring.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Now the car that you get to take back uphill, Ian,
Mm-hmm.
you get to take a Ford Raptor back uphill.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Well, this is not a difficult thing for me to do.
Okay.
I'm crushing the Volkswagen and the Fixie.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
I'm crushing my car and the Fixie.
Okay.
I'm marrying the Ferrari.
Okay.
And for a day, I will commute back and forth to work all day. I will just keep
downhill.
I will keep
Raptor
forgetting
up.
things.
Forgot my badge.
Yeah.
Forgot my badge. Oh, forgot my favorite pen.
Don't have my laptop. Don't have pants on this time.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got it there 3 times before I realized I didn't have pants, but it's happening that day.
Nice. Oh, it's casual Friday. I'm business casual. Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Okay.
What would you do there?
I would marry the Ferrari, definitely.
Yeah.
I really like long rolling road rides, stuff like that. That's really nice. And then I would, I don't know. I'm not too into downhilling. We've talked about this before off air. I'm just not too into. I like my mountain biking that I like is XC. It's just cross country, So I might kill that one, and then I would fixie commute and figure out how to tow your Volkswagen with a bicycle for a day.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
Nice.
Okay, well, I also have
Okay.
an FMK cars inspired by you
By me in your car.
in my car.
My girlfriend said she needs a video of me unfolding myself out of your car. We need to make that and put that up on YouTube.
So
Yeah.
we've talked before on the show about how my son now uses you as a unit of measure
Yes.
because you're tall.
Yes, that's a bad idea.
And we were in my car for the first time in a while today.
Sorry about adjusting your seat.
Oh, no, that's fine. And he said, your car's so funny. It's so small. And I was like, it's not that small. And he goes, can Mr. Dave fit in it? And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
He's driven my car. He
Yeah,
fits. And
yeah.
he's been in my car lots of times.
Quite well, yeah.
And he goes, oh, this is a pretty nice big car. So, yeah.
Nice.
Only things that fit Mr. Dave are acceptable now. And only things that are at least as big as Mr. Dave are impressive. So
Oh, buddy.
that's what
Last time I saw him when I was dropping off your car, I was like, everybody is the perfect height for them,
Yeah.
Buddy, like,
It's
I
funny.
don't want you to like think about me when you're in therapy later on.
Well, it's how we get him to finish his food.
Right. Yeah. You say you want to grow big and tall like Mr. Dave?
Yep.
Yeah, eat some lima beans.
Yep. So you like all manner of things that I have no idea if you enjoy or not.
Yeah, run some by me. What
Mushrooms. I told him
I
that you love mushrooms.
love mushrooms.
I thought that
Yeah.
was true.
Yeah.
All sorts of meat that I don't think you actually eat. Just all sorts of random stuff. Beets.
Yeah, I'll do a beet salad every now and then. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how we got him to eat beets.
Okay. All right.
All sorts of things.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well done.
Thanks.
Well done. If anything, I'm an educational tool. Or just the latter part of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
All right. So this is inspired by you borrowing my car.
Okay.
This one is called Something Borrowed.
Okay.
You always have access to these cars, but they are owned and maintained by me.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. 2004 Maserati, and they're all 2004s, just like my car.
Oh, okay.
2004 Maserati.
MC12?
No, Maserati Grand Sport Coupe.
Okay. Grand Sport.
Mm-hmm.
Coupe. Okay.
Yep.
I see you're getting out $1.
Yeah.
Okay, I love the Grand Sport Coupe. It has a notoriously bad transmission, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's the F1 transmission is awful.
Yeah. Okay.
The next one. 2004 Volvo XC90 T6,
Okay.
which is also horrendously unreliable.
Oh yeah, what was the deal with these? It was the V8s, right?
It was they only had the inline 6 turbo,
Okay.
and it was very unreliable.
Okay. Oh, yeah. And it was
that first generation.
It was mainly because the inline six was transversely mounted, right?
I don't remember exactly what the issue was with it. I had looked it up.
Something
but
bad with those.
I wrote
yeah.
this a while ago, and I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a couple of catastrophic high failure rate things with that particular model year.
Okay.
Last one.
Phaeton.
2004, Volkswagen Phaeton W12. Again, owned and maintained by
Oh man.
yours truly.
I love the Phaeton so much.
Yeah.
Oh man, you've given me a real pickle here, Ian.
I know.
Oh, all of these cars are so unreliable.
They're extremely unreliable.
Okay. All right. I find it compelling that you didn't go crappy car more reliable. Like you didn't
I
follow
thought
that
about
scale.
it. I thought about it.
Then
But you know what? I went desirable car in different ways, horrendously unreliable. Because
Right.
I don't think I know that you have very little that you have a realistic vision of my mechanical ability.
True. Yeah.
But
also
and all of those are out of my abilities to maintain. All of those are.
I think also that, and this is what makes FMK cars so great. I think it's who you're playing to, and I think I would take a compromise.
Yes, you would.
On like vehicle fun versus reliability.
Mm-hmm.
So
and the Volvo is the most reliable one here.
You just shot that out the window.
Yeah. I kind of gave it a little bit because the Volvo is the most reliable one of the bunch. But I know for a fact that you don't like that car.
Yeah, I really only like the new XC90s.
Right.
Yeah, those are amazing.
This has not aged well.
No, it really hasn't. Yeah, it looks like a Saturn.
Oh my God, it does.
Yeah.
You're right. It does. It does look like the V.
It does, right?
Yeah. Now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can never unsee it.
Yeah.
now.
We're gonna. Sorry. It's like the arrow in the FedEx logo.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a new podcast game called like Blur Your Eyes. What is it? or like you just take out your contacts and have to guess a car from across the room. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. I am going to kill the Volvo.
Okay. We're living dangerously. I like it.
We are.
I already like your answer.
I am going to F the Maserati.
Okay.
And I am going to marry the Phaeton. Even though it's going to be running one day out of the year and I will have essentially F'd it.
Yeah.
I would rather...
Well, the nice thing is it's probably the only car... Well, the nice thing about this one is that other than unlike the Maserati, you could probably sleep in that one comfortably.
I could.
Which is, essentially a house.
It is.
It's a house because it's stationary.
But I think I would rather have loved and lost than never loved at all. There's this line in
Wax Wings is going to be the license plate.
Yes. There's this line in the Iron Man comic book, like in the mid 2000s, where Tony Stark it went on this weird turn. My buddy's a huge Iron Man fan, and he just texted me this line like years ago, and Tony Stark says something like, I've arrived having had in versus having not had, or something like I'd rather have had than have not. I don't know. Yeah. So Phaeton. Yeah. What would you do given my mechanical abilities?
Given your mechanical abilities?
Yeah.
Right?
Because
I think I would still F
the
Maserati.
Okay. I really like that car.
It's very cool, but I think even with your mechanical ability, the thing that goes wrong with it is so complicated that really any amateur mechanic is going to be overwhelmed by it.
Yeah.
And then I think I crushed the Phaeton because I think that's the same kind of issue.
Yeah, that's a good choice. Because
you could maintain a Volvo XC90.
I could, because I think if you're picking what is more in my wheelhouse of maintenance, it's going to be more mechanical than electrical.
Yeah.
Right? Or like large scale mechanical Like I can replace a transmission, I can't rebuild a transmission.
Right. You could replace a turbo. You
Yes.
could replace
Yeah.
an engine if you needed
Yeah.
to.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah, when I bought my Infiniti, they try to like sell you this like gap insurance,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
like what if the engine grenades when you're on the way home, and the guy was like, well, what if the engine blows up as soon as you pull it off the lot? And I was like, then I buy a crate motor from Japan and
Yeah.
I put the engine in.
yeah.
And he was like, you can do that? I was like, yeah, I can do that. I will do that if I need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess if he was asking me, it'd be like, guess we're gonna find out.
Exactly. Just like, I found a YouTube. Starts with, hey, y'all. I can do it. This guy says, hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. I'm going to show you how to change this Volkswagen Phaeton engine.
Oh, my God. That's amazing. I laughed so hard my contact came out.
Did it?
I got it back in. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I think, like playing to my mechanical abilities. Yeah. The
Yeah.
Volvo's the right choice.
If I own them,
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. If you were doing the maintenance yourself. Yeah.
I mean, I already know the answer because I own that Saab, so
Right.
I know exactly what.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway,
Huh.
let's move it on.
Let's move it on, Ian. Let's move it on. So when you pull up to a stoplight, let's see. So, yeah, you've been traveling. I've
have
been
been.
traveling. Let's talk about travels.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just got back from Santa Fe.
Okay.
I went with my wife.
Oh boy, is that the first fucking Borat we've done on the show?
I think so. Is it also the last?
Dollar.
I'm out of dollars. I only have a 10. Was that a $10 bill?
You're getting change. Yeah.
This is exciting.
For a
Anyway.
Borat. Yeah.
Well, for 10, I'm going to do another my wife.
You're getting 8 back.
Anyway, that's fair. You charged me $1. That's fine. $1 per my wife. That's amazing.
Yes. $1 per Borat.
Anyway,
I just strip and have that awful like bikini on that he wears and just put 100 in the swear jar.
Yeah.
Do the whole show. Yeah.
So I have a couple of things I want to say about Santa Fe.
Yeah.
The first of all, I have an observation, which is that it is very much the epicenter of baby boomers on a journey.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, and they're going back to basics and finding themselves
and
in $1 million homes.
Right. They've done the ayahuasca tourism. Yeah.
But the thing that struck me about it, because that obviously that stuff annoys the shit out of me, but the thing that struck me about it is that it's the same thing as the Harley subculture.
Okay.
Of like, somehow these people cross the New Mexico state line and their entire wardrobe is now like turquoise and sterling silver. And,
right.
And just like out of nowhere it is.
Right.
Just like the moment someone
Right.
over the age of 50 buys a motorcycle, they only own Harley Davidson branded branded clothing.
Yeah. You go to San Francisco or Santa Fe and a bolo tie just shows up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You keep tearing them off. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just so it's so like transparently phony.
Okay.
So that
I think it's just a reality that like they're happy with that being their reality. It just doesn't vibe with the Ian wavelength. Yeah.
I guess maybe.
Yeah. You just
I don't know.
Just not Ian compatible.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think you've end of life that software a long time ago. Yeah.
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 It sets off my malware detectors.
Yeah. I was gonna say you're not wired that way.
No,
Yeah.
I just can't do it, and it distracts me from whatever I should be enjoying.
Okay.
But Santa Fe is great.
Okay.
The food is good. We did Meow Wolf.
Yeah. I've heard. I know a couple people. Our good friend Mark has been a Meow Wolf. Yeah.
Meow Wolf is awesome.
Yeah.
So if you get a chance to go, they're expanding. So they're going to be coming to Denver.
Right.
But also Las Vegas. It could very easily.
Vegas is a shithole and no one should ever go there.
I've never been.
Yeah. Don't.
It could very easily turn into, like, as Jenny put it, Discovery Zone for for adults.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But it is very, very cool.
Okay. Nice.
You would love it.
I'm sure I would. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like crazy surreal, like really like odd.
Yeah, well, like
Yeah.
you'll go in one room and it'll just be like really beautiful art that someone has made,
Right.
and then you go through you could go through the
Like
through
a
the
refrigerator,
into the
right?
refrigerator.
Yeah.
Or I took a slide down that started in the clothes washing machine.
Okay. I want to see you on a slide.
I say we.
Yeah.
We.
What
You ever
was-
seen the
what was
Ian
that?
Curtis?
Yes.
If you're
We.
watching this on YouTube, stop first of all. But go ahead and look up Ian Curtis on a roller coaster, and Ian
Yeah.
Curtis is the deceased singer from Joy Division.
Yeah.
It's the best video ever on YouTube ever. It's the best.
It's really good. It can compete with any puppy video any day. I'll tell you that.
It's so
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Anyway, so
Anyway.
Ian Curtis on a roller
Yeah.
coaster is the best, and now I'm gonna watch it a million times in a row
Yeah.
when I get home.
Yeah.
But the other thing I wanted to talk about with Santa Fe, other than it's beautiful, you should go there and do the spa thing because there's a really famous massage spa place, whatever. I didn't care for it.
Did you get a massage? What is it like when a stranger puts their hands on
I
your
have had a
body?
massage once.
Okay.
I did not like it.
I was going to say, and neither of you enjoyed it.
No, nobody was happy. No one was happy.
Yeah.
That was on our honeymoon in Costa Rica,
Okay. All right.
like an embarrassingly long time ago. And I haven't had one since because I
Okay.
didn't like it.
Okay.
So when I went to 10,000 Waves is the name of the place in Santa Fe a couple of years ago,
Mhm.
they have these rooms that you can get.
Uh-huh.
So you just go to a room and there's like a sauna in there, a Japanese toilet, which very much recommend.
Okay. All right.
And like a little pool or whatever. And I just hung out, used the Japanese toilet
A bunch of times.
a bunch of times, and hung out in the sauna.
Okay.
Didn't talk to anyone
Yeah.
for like an hour, and
Okay.
that was it.
I love a sauna.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was lovely.
Nice. Nice.
But yeah, that was it.
Okay.
What
but
else?
but cars.
But cars. Oh, so
Ah, Jesus Christ.
what are we doing here?
Oh,
I
boy.
rented
Okay.
a car
Okay. Yes.
to go down there.
Yes. Yes.
Because my
Neither of your cars are appropriate.
my cars are unreliable, and I'm a big proponent of if you're going on a road trip, just rent a car. It's cheap. It ends up a lot of times being cheaper than the miles you put on your car in the long run.
Right. Right.
Anyway,
Depending on what those cars are. You
depending
have
on
back
what
at
those
home.
yes,
Yeah. Cost
Yes.
per mile. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
When again you go through ignition coils at the same rate that people go through windshield washer fluid,
Yeah.
it's expensive.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, we rented a car,
Okay. All right.
and we rented a 2018,
Uh-huh.
which makes you think it's going to be cutting edge. It is not. Chevy Impala.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think my girlfriend and I were in one as a Lyft, the Lyft rental system.
Uh-huh.
You know how like the
Yeah,
driver.
yeah.
I think we were in one in San Francisco.
So
Yeah.
this one was a loaded out one, which
Okay.
was good. So it had heated seats. That was the reason I picked it because
Sure.
the rental company that I use has the
Shall not be named.
yeah. So you could just like walk up and you choose whichever.
Right. Right.
And so there was other choices.
Mm-hmm.
I chose the Impala because it had heated seats and Android.
Okay.
Android Auto.
Okay. Yeah, we
Um,
need to get that hobo code cracking for rental cars, man.
For sure.
Yeah. Right.
For sure. I looked like a crazy person.
Right.
Out
Just
there, like-
bouncing from car to car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um.
Ian, you were the only sane one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I could have had a Fusion or like a Sonata,
Fusion's boring.
or there was a Maxima, but it was like a really
Ugh,
base Maxima,
Yeah. No.
which I like. The Maxima's okay.
Yeah.
But you know what? The Impala is a good rental car, and I think
Right.
Nathan Adlin, when he was on the show, we talked about the Impala for some reason, and he was like, "It's a really good rental car,"
Uh-huh.
and he's absolutely right.
Context, Ian.
Yeah.
Context.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're like, I'm gonna give this back,
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep.
but for now, everything I own fits in this thing
Right. Right.
because it's enormous,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it inspires you when you're on a break like we were, where the entire point of it was our lives are about to get crazy hectic.
Right. Yeah.
We need to just chill for
Yeah.
a couple of days.
Uh-huh. Yep.
that car fit that vibe exactly because you get in it
Uh-huh.
and you are a 75-year-old man
Okay.
immediately.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Like soft jazz comes on the radio. No, but it just like the steering is so light and
Is
it's
this
so
Mannheim Steamroller? All right.
and it's just so big that you just kind of like you default into just like the most relaxed driving style ever because there's no
Just
point.
your hand instantly goes to the bottom of the wheel. You
Right.
can't tend into it.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
there's
all the stations, Dave Brubeck.
exactly.
Dave Brubeck.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's no point in driving aggressively in that car because
Right.
it's just silly. It doesn't
Right.
make sense.
We should autocross one someday.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I thought was really funny about that car was it has the most amount of seat height adjustments.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh. See, isn't it fun to find these little nuggets?
That was my favorite
Yeah.
nugget about that car. Like
yeah.
the amount of seat height adjustment that you could do in that car was
Like a foot.
I'm serious.
Okay.
Like I got in it, I was like, this is a stupid seating position. And I put it all the way down because like we've talked about. That's the first thing I do when I get in a rental car.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Just knuckles and gray hair.
And I was able, basically, I was able to, on the way down, do all of my other tasks as it was going down. Well, no, it was electric.
Oh, okay.
So it's just whirring down, and I'm like, traction control over there.
Pair your phone.
Pair my phone. Adjust the mirror. It's still going down. And by the end of it,
Readjust the mirror.
by the end of it, I was like this. I mean, like I was too low, which I've never had in a rental car before.
Okay. Yeah.
And like the highest seating position was like,
You were crammed into the ceiling.
it was absurd.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it.
That's awesome. That's crazy.
Yeah. But it must be because like there's just a wide range of,
Yeah.
it's got to fit both your grandmother
Right.
and
yeah.
you when you come to go buy her groceries.
You're exactly right. Yes, like a 4'0" osteoporosis grandmother.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Has got to drive it.
Great grandmother.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then
yes.
her grandson comes into town twice a year
Right.
and wants to go take her out to
Yeah, and he
dinner.
looks like this idiot over here.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's got to fit in the car.
Right. Yeah.
And so you
no,
get
you drive, Billy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
How long has this tire been flat, Grandma? Yeah, exactly. That sort of thing.
Okay.
You were also traveling, correct?
I was, yeah. My girlfriend and I went to San Francisco. We had a fantastic trip.
San Francisco is amazing.
Yeah, we stayed like in the Fisherman's Wharf, Mission District, like
Yeah,
around
nice.
there, and we walked all the hills. You
Yeah.
know, yeah, we did the audio tour of Alcatraz.
I've never done that.
Dude, it's amazing. Like it sounds kind of cheesy, but it's like listening to an amazingly well-produced podcast.
What is that like?
Exactly, not this. While you're walking around Alcatraz, you know, and like they have like really well done Foley in the like you hear punches and grunts and bullets and and it's real sirens and voices and they do a really good job about showcasing like who the voices are. You look at pictures of them,
that's
you know,
cool.
like it's really easy to follow along. It's really well done. And if you go on a weekday, like it's not going to be like too crazy people-y or anything
Right.
like that. That was awesome. Like I'm not like a huge, you know, history buff because we've talked about how I have no object permanence. But Alcatraz Island is amazing and like that stuff was cool. We didn't get a car during this trip. We just lifted.
Yeah.
And because that's certainly a city that you can do that in. And we love walking. So, like, we would just crank out, like, 25, 30-block walks, even with the hills, you know. And it was great. Like,
Yeah.
you know. And the foliage on Alcatraz Island is insane. Like, they have these crazy gardens, and it's all maintained by volunteers. So, like, just the plant life alone, like, and then the prison and the history and all that stuff it was really cool. And that was just like the morning of day one. And so San Francisco's crazy dense, you know, the streets are nuts. We saw, we walked, our hotel was close to the historic Lombard Street.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that or driven down it?
Yeah. I've been to San Francisco a few times.
Okay.
I love it there.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Did you guys do the Botanic Gardens? Because that's my favorite
We
thing
did
there.
not. Yeah. We didn't really have time. Yeah.
It's amazing. It's
Okay.
like a over 100-year project.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's really, really cool. So they have just like these huge old trees.
Okay.
Yeah, Lombard Street's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. No, because we want to go back. Yeah. That'll be like another like quick getaway destination,
It's
know.
fantastic.
Yeah, direct flights from Denver. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Saw Lombard Street, walked the hills. We took a bike ride across the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So you've been across the Golden Gate Bridge. Have you walked it or driven it?
I've driven it.
Okay. So the Golden Gate Bridge is one of those things where it's like that is better from afar than actually being on it.
Yeah.
It's better to take pictures of it than from it.
Yeah, I bet.
And
Because it's windy.
it's windy. It's 3 lanes of traffic each way.
Yeah.
The biking was nerve-wracking even for
Were
me.
you in the traffic lanes, or were you?
Oh yeah, man, just weaving. No. So they have pedestrians one side, bikes the other.
Oh, okay.
On either side of the traffic lanes.
Okay.
And they're honestly only wide enough for a bicycle going each way.
Mm-hmm.
And so like people like would try to dive bomb, and you're trying to get around like the big structures, and I was so nervous.
Sketchy.
Yeah, it was super sketchy, but thankfully, my girlfriend has a sense of adventure, and she went for it with me, and I was really thankful for that. And
Nice.
yeah, she's awesome, and I love her, and it was crazy, and all the cars, and of course, as we're going across, there goes a Ferrari California right across the Golden Gate Bridge. It's like
Yeah.
the worst Ferrari in like a crazy noise, nerve-wracking environment. It's like, yeah. So, yeah, it was nuts. And then then those little zip cars were tooling around everywhere.
Yeah.
Or have you seen those? I'll see if I can.
Well,
pull
did you see a bunch? So my favorite thing in whenever I go to California is spotting the California only EVs.
Yep.
Like the Focus EVs, and like you see like the Golfs and stuff.
Yep. A lot of Fiats, a lot of electric
the Fiat
Fiats.
500s,
Yeah,
yeah.
go car. So these things were
Oh,
tooling
no.
around everywhere. So the deal with these is that they're a motorcycle engine. You don't have to have a license because they're 3 wheels.
Uh-huh.
A motorcycle license. And they loudly blast GPS coordinates to you while you're driving it. Because when we were on our bikes, we could hear these things like from a mile out, like turn left at the blah blah blah. So it's like GPS guided tour. And yeah, and they're loud as hell because they're ostensibly a scooter.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, just oh man, yeah.
I've not seen those.
Yeah. Just people were tootling around in those things. Yeah.
That's so
I'm
dumb.
not showing the internet. Let me pull it up here.
Why?
Yeah. So if you I don't know. Yeah. So those were tooling around the wharf and stuff like that. And yeah, but San Francisco, man, it was amazing. It was really cool. Amazing food. Car spotting in San Francisco is crazy.
Yeah.
I have stuff that I haven't Instagrammed yet. But there was and just you don't understand the angle of the streets until you're standing on them. There's like some that are over a 30% grade.
Yeah.
And then somebody will have, I got to get the go car off the screen. Somebody will have like just a straight 1-car garage.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, how the fuck do you even get the car at an angle where you get in there?
Well, now you can appreciate that I rented a Corvette.
Jesus Christ, you maniac.
Yeah.
In San Francisco, you drove a Corvette in San Francisco.
I did.
You're an insane person.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
You're crazy.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was several years ago. I had to be in the Silicon Valley area for work.
Right.
And just so Jenny came out.
Right.
And we were going to go to San Francisco. So we did it. I rented a car.
Yeah.
I did not tell her what I was getting.
Right.
I showed up at the hotel with a convertible Corvette, and our luggage.
You are your father.
Our luggage only fitted it with the top up.
Ian, you remember what your dad rented when he was here.
Yeah.
Apple tree.
Yeah,
Just like smushing them together.
I know. But yeah, so we rented that, and it was a blast because we drove up Highway 1 the whole way.
Right.
And the Airbnb we got was in oh god, I'm blanking on the name, but it's the little community across the bridge.
Oh yeah, does it start with an S?
Sausalito.
Sausalito, yeah.
We rented a houseboat.
Okay.
We stayed on a houseboat in Sausalito, which was awesome.
Okay.
And then we drove into San Francisco a couple of times.
Sure.
With the Corvette.
Yeah.
Which was a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we didn't have to manage a car when we were there. Like
Yeah.
the parking logistics.
Yeah,
and
having
stuff.
a car in San Francisco is no fun.
People use their bumpers.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
They actually use bumpers.
Oh, yeah,
there.
absolutely.
Yeah. It's dense.
I will say that having a car in San Francisco isn't that much fun, but there are great things that you drive out to from San Francisco.
Yeah.
Like the Muir Woods.
Yep.
Which you would love.
Yeah.
Or, a day trip out to Sonoma or something like that.
Yeah.
I love that area so much. But it's like
fantastic.
completely out of reach
Yeah.
financially. So
Yeah. We'd love to go back for another visit. So yeah. So we'll do that at some point. Yeah. It was awesome.
It's great.
Awesome. Yeah.
Anyway, what else do we have? Oh, I have another rental car.
So when you're pulling up to a stoplight, Ian,
Yes.
what's your other rental car?
My other rental car I was over on the East Coast for work,
Okay.
and I rented. I flew into Dulles.
Yes.
And
Is that the one with the weird people movers?
yes,
Okay.
it's a terrible airport.
Yes. Yeah.
And the rental car facility there is also always awful. Like, they frequently just will like run out of cars,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah, there's one of the dullest people movers. This is how they transport people from
Yeah.
terminal to terminal.
Yeah, Dulles
these-
is terrible.
Yeah, look for this article on it. Yeah, about like the secret history of these people movers. They're
it's
weird.
really bizarre.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I got in at like 11:30 at night or something, and got to the rental car facility, and they had 2 cars left.
Okay.
They had a Dodge Grand Caravan.
I was gonna say Nissan Rogue and a Nissan Rogue.
No, it was a Dodge Grand Caravan, and I had a Mercedes-Benz CLA 250.
Okay. I was guessing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? I was very prepared to not like it.
Okay.
I was really trying to think of the reasons why I wasn't going to like it, and why it was overpriced and all that.
Right.
It's kind of good. It's
Okay.
kind of good.
Okay.
But I think also it was kind of good in the we're really talking about context tonight.
Yeah.
It was really good in the context of I had a lot of running around to do. Like, I was just back and forth between DC and like Northern Maryland
Okay.
or Western Maryland,
Sure.
and had just kind of a bunch of
They have crab cakes in Maryland.
I've heard that.
Huh. Okay. Cool.
There was like 6 of them in the back of the car. No, but like I had like just weird errands to run for
Sure.
a work trip, which is
Yeah.
unusual.
And go to the go-kart track.
And I went to the go-kart track.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really good at that sort of thing.
Okay.
And for its price range, it actually kind of works. The one criticism I would have about it, over like big picture criticism,
Sure.
is that with the front wheel drive model especially, it has this kind of weird confused personality between like luxury-ish and sport-ish,
Okay.
and it's not very good as a sport. It's terrible as a sports car.
Right.
Awful.
Right.
And it's not all that great as a luxury car
Sure.
either, because
It's the entry level.
it's the entry level.
Yeah.
You would know that it was the entry level.
Right.
But also, like, it has kind of like a firmer ride,
Right.
and the transmission is not very smooth.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of a weird mix of personality, and
Kind of like in a limbo.
and they're both inherently compromised.
Okay. We're both squinting our eyes. I
We're-
found
yeah,
us
you-
both kind of like bearing down on this.
Right.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
squint, because I think
yeah.
if you squint, It's a luxury car. If you squint,
it's a sports car.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But as a surprise of like I'm expecting to have a Versa,
Right.
and I end up in that.
Exactly. That is Christmas.
That's a nice place to be.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would buy one.
Right.
But it's okay.
Okay.
It was less bad than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
I do have one specific gripe, and it is a very small thing, but I feel the need to bring it up anyway.
Okay.
Okay. So cruise control.
Yeah.
I don't like most cruise control interface systems.
Sure. They're terrible at best.
The perfect one, the best one that I have ever used was in my 1999 Subaru Outback Sport.
Okay. All right.
Because it was a dedicated stock.
Okay.
And importantly, the very like instinctual thing you do with a stock that's posterior is you pull it,
right,
and that canceled.
Okay.
That cancels the cruise control.
Yeah,
which I
you
think
grab at it when you panic. Yeah.
And it cuts off the cruise control.
Okay.
Onto the Mercedes. The Mercedes also has a dedicated stock for cruise control, and most of the functionality is really great. You do a big up, and it will boost your speed by a 5-mile-an-hour increment.
Oh, okay.
You do a small tap, and it's a 1-mile-an-hour.
Nice.
increment.
Nice. Okay.
Same thing down, which is great. And I really like that it's a dedicated stock with like a mechanical positive function. The only thing is that pulling on it is resume, and pushing it is cancel.
Yep. Yeah, that's opposite.
And I don't think that should be the way it is. Like I feel like pushing away from you is a more deliberate thing that you have to do.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's just muscle memory from my Subaru.
No.
I think grabbing that's like what you want to do with
Right.
something in that position, right?
That's what she said.
Oh my God.
No, you're completely right, and I'd love to see what you think about the one on the Infiniti, because it's just a few buttons, and then accelerate and decelerate is just those little flat kind of up and down analog switches I have.
Yeah,
it's just that.
Okay,
right there. Right,
that's not too bad.
Yeah.
I don't mind them when they're right here. I think the cruise control system in both my car and my wife's car are terrible.
Okay.
I hate them because the cancel thing is like a slider on the stalk.
Oh yeah, where you have to like pull it. The Saab was that. Yeah,
yeah,
mine,
it was the Saab.
Yeah, I didn't like that. But the thing I did like about the Saab was that when you resumed it, it fucking full throttle resumed.
It did.
Yeah,
it did.
I love that.
It was
I love
crazy.
it. Oh, it's like you want to get back up to 75 miles an hour? Here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was pretty funny.
I like that.
I do have an FMK cars to go along with my Mercedes renting. Do you have any other questions about it?
I don't. I really like. The one thing I wanted to ask you was if you've ever driven a C300.
I have.
Okay.
Yes,
so,
I don't think I have this generation. I think it was one previous, like a 2012 probably.
Right. Because I was wondering if this was
2013?
noticeably better as it was kind of making that further Daimler Chrysler separation, or if it did a better job of walking that sporty luxury line. From what you remember.
Yeah,
because I know like you can still get a manual on the C300. You could.
Right.
Yeah. It was one of the cars I was considering besides my old man sedan.
When could you get a C300 with a manual?
You could. Yeah. I mean, they made them with manuals.
But not recently, right?
I think the era that I was looking at, the mid 2000s, you could.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, part of the problem with this is that I've driven this drivetrain before.
Right.
Because I've driven a GLA and I've driven the Infiniti.
Yeah.
FX 35.
Right. And we drove the GLA at the off-road event. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So it's essentially the same car.
Right.
But it is. I mean, the interior. This generation of Mercedes interiors is very nice.
Okay.
Aside from, I think the screen that's going to really age poorly.
Yeah.
And already I hate the infotainment system.
Okay.
I hate it. That dial is ridiculous. I would bump it, and it happened to me a couple times. It would, if you bumped it while you were in a phone call, it would just mute your phone call. And you couldn't get it back, like, because I would always have the screen off.
Right.
I set a favorite. That's the other thing. Some of the functions were just buried in menus.
Oh, okay.
And you have to like hunt for stuff. And luckily you can set up a favorites. So like I had a favorite to turn off the screen.
Sure.
Because I'm just Bluetoothing music from my phone anyway.
Right. Yeah. Having that bright,
yeah,
screen at you.
But it doesn't have Android Auto.
Okay.
Or Apple or CarPlay. At least that one didn't.
Right.
So that was frustrating. But yeah, it was okay.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Right on. Like feel.
Yeah.
You know?
But so this is what I do when I get home sometimes
Okay.
after I have a rental car that piques my interest.
Right. Yeah.
I went and I built it.
Yeah, you built what you would buy?
No,
Yeah.
not what I would buy. I built what I think that one cost.
Oh, okay.
Just
All
to
right.
try to figure out, like, what am I actually looking at here?
Right.
So I think, from what I could figure out, it was $36,695,
Oh, wow. Okay, that's pretty pricey for a small car.
which brings me to an FMK Cars.
Okay.
Yes, sometimes I build my rental car's configuration to find how much it costs. No, I don't have many friends. Why do you ask?
Okay.
What else can you buy for the $36,695 I think the CLA cost from recent Bring a Trailer auctions?
Okay.
So these were the most recent auctions that were close to but not quite equal to
Okay.
$36,695.
So you were winning Prices Right rules with these.
Yes.
Yeah, closest without going over.
Yes, and
And
these
I'm in the back with a Yugo going $1.
yeah. So I think the cheapest one of these was like $33,000, and the most expensive was like $36,000.
Okay.
And these were just literally the first ones that came up
Okay. All right.
when I was using those criteria. So the first one, 1988 BMW M3,
M3.
an E30 M3.
And this isn't the Evo model or anything. This
No,
is
it's not
just
anything crazy, but
modified S14.
yeah,
okay.
but these things have been, going
Okay.
going pretty crazy lately.
Yeah, they have.
So really, that's about right for that.
Okay.
That is a color combination
Right.
on the interior.
Yep. Okay, thank you, Bring a Trailer, for these pictures.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
All right, so that's the first one.
Okay.
All right, next one. 1973 Volvo 1800
1800.
ES.
Oh,
It's the
wow.
wagon.
Look at it.
And it's a 4-speed.
How can you not love that little face?
It's amazing.
People have taken these over 1 million miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anyone's taken an ES over 1 million miles. That's a good question.
I don't know. I know 1800 over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that one, I didn't look at very much of this. But I just know that it's a 4-speed, which is really cool, and I really like those wheels.
Yeah. I love that back glass. Like,
Yeah.
how much back glass should we put in everything
All of
else
it.
that you have in the warehouse?
Yeah.
All of it.
There's
Yeah.
so much. It's like a hearse.
It is. It almost looks like the Harold and Maude hearse. Yeah.
But it's a shooting brake. is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
It's just super
Wow, that
cool.
underbody is clean.
It's
okay.
so cool.
Nice. Okay.
I
All
love
right.
it. I love it. And how much did that go for? $34,000. $34,000. Yeah.
yeah.
I think the M3 went for 36.
Okay. Yes. 36.
Yep.
34. Okay.
The next one.
Uh-huh.
This is an FIA tribute car.
I think I saw this list.
Yeah, Ford Escort Mark
Yep.
1.
Yep. Look at
Oh
that.
my God.
That looks amazing. Did you ever see the YouTube video of Jari Marilat, the rally driver,
Mm-hmm.
flogging one of these?
Mm-mm.
Dude, it's on his farmland property.
Oh, really?
He has one.
Oh,
It's
that's awesome.
yeah. Look that up.
These cars are so cool.
Look at the Porsche in the back.
I know.
I'm a 929.
Yeah, if you look at the
Yeah.
interior shots, it's like got,
Oh,
proper
wow,
racing
nice.
seats, and it's so cool.
That is fantastic. I would marry it.
I want to go to there.
I would marry that.
Yeah.
Ian,
Doesn't that look cool?
it does. I'm going to marry the Escort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to change your name to match the window stickers.
Okay, sure. Sure. I'll be let's see. M. Esquire
Uh-huh.
or Jarimari Gonzalez.
Yeah.
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 Sure. Not a problem. Yeah. I'm going to marry that. And then I'm definitely effing the Volvo 1800.
Oh, okay.
What-
You're going to crush the M3, huh?
I would crush the M3. I know they're fantastic. I've never driven an E30. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. That seems like $10,000 too much for a car like that. Right?
Yeah,
At
you're right.
least,
I think you
right?
might be right, yeah.
What would you do?
I think I would marry the Volvo.
Okay.
It's just so cool.
It is crazy cool.
It's so cool, and especially that profile.
Yeah.
And
With
I
those
love the seats. I do love the seats.
The seats are fantastic. They look like baseball mitts.
It's just 70s.
Yeah. I think if you took a like 1960s football player helmet,
Yeah.
like, or the old leather cycling caps,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you get.
But in
yeah.
profile, that car is just like one of the prettiest.
Oh yeah.
Like that is just so cool.
Right. The fact that they kept the little
Yep.
rear fender arches,
Mhm.
even though this is the shooting brake, they kept those.
It's just
Yeah.
Yeah. I want one of those so
Okay.
bad.
It
It's
looks
so cool.
amazing.
Yeah. So I would marry that, and I think I would F the Escort.
I think that's a good choice.
Yeah.
We drove one of those Escorts in Project Cars a lot and really liked it.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
You're right.
That was the car that we were trying to find a good analog for your father's Maserati.
Yes.
Speaking of,
yeah,
Dead Pedal Racing News.
Dead Pedal Racing News. They while we were both on our other vacations, they were at Sonoma Raceway doing now it's no longer Chump Car, it's Champ Car. They rebranded.
Oh, okay.
But they were doing a Champ Car race, and I'm looking up the post so I get the details correct.
Yeah, were you watching it online on the
I wasn't because
internets
we
at all?
were gone,
Okay.
or we were out of range for most of it.
Okay.
But I haven't gotten all the details from my dad yet, but they had a kind of a rough Saturday, it sounds like. But they won their class on Sunday
Okay.
and got 6th overall,
Holy shit!
On
You're
Sunday.
kidding me.
which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well done.
which is insane. So I'm excited to get the details on that. They've got some new wheels on the car. The side pipes are gone. They got exhaust back underneath the car.
Okay.
The new wheels look really pretty rad. So I'll get some pictures, and once I get the full update on that, we'll update everyone on how that went.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice, man. I want to start a Twitter account as like the left exhaust of that car. Or the wooden shift knob of that car.
The wooden shift knob.
Yeah.
Help, I'm loose again.
Yeah.
It would always spin. It drives me crazy. but-
Right. Yeah. And
Everyone else
everybody
seems
else
to
in
care.
your family was like, so?
Yeah.
Yeah, just spin it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ian, I have one more FMK cars for you.
Okay.
I've only done one. I don't want to go out on a down note, but this one's going to be a little rough, buddy.
Okay.
With all the news and stuff that's been going on,
Uh-huh.
Ian,
Mm-hmm.
this FMK cars is going to kind of have some of that stuff going on.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. I'm
All right.
already nervous.
Okay. Ian, I'm just going to put a 5 in here just because this. Here we go.
Okay.
All right? Ian,
Mm-hmm.
this one is called Basket of Deplorables because
Oh
I guess
my
that's
God.
just where society's at now, and everything is awful and everything is terrible, and God damn it, I hate everything.
Uh-huh.
Are you writing that down?
Yep.
Okay, good. Good.
Dave hates everything. Got it.
Okay. All right?
Yep.
First off, Ian,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you a TVR, Cigaris.
Okay. So off to a bad start.
Off to a bad start. Ian. All right? Every time you start your Cigaris,
Mm-hmm.
you hear the sound of Donald Trump climaxing.
Oh my God.
Instead of the throaty.
You didn't put enough in the swear jar
Yeah.
for that.
All right, here's my
No, I'm
last.
just joking.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't think you needed to make the TVR worse.
All right. The Cigaris is a bonkers car, but it also fell apart while Jeremy was driving it on Top Gear.
Yeah. Trump
Yeah.
jizz. Got it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Up next, Marusia. Marussia? How do you say that?
The Marussia?
Marussia B2. All right.
There used to be an F1 team.
Okay. This is a supercar,
Uh-huh.
right? Okay. The radio in this car
Mm-hmm.
only plays Sebastian Gorka rants and audiobooks, all read by him. And they've managed to retrofit some kind of technology into it where the spittle that he projects hits you every now and then. Okay? All right.
Gorka.
Picking up
I don't know anything about that car. Do you know anything about it?
picking up on a theme at all from maybe countries of origin?
Well, TVR is from England.
But it was owned by?
I guess a Russian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are all Russian cars.
Okay.
Lastly, a Lada. Niva. All right?
Yep.
I'll give you this one. Oh, look here. You get it in green. That's kind of cute.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
You look like Steve Bannon and Paul Manafort's gross love child, and you dress like that glory-stealing idiot David A. Clark, fake medals and all.
I'm just going to write down. Have you been showing the people any of these cars?
Oh,
you haven't
shit.
been.
No, I haven't.
I'm just going to
Thank you.
write down disgusting
There's the
human.
Lada. There's the, how do you say this?
Marussia.
Marussia. The Marussia.
Yeah.
And here's the TVR
And
cigars.
Gorka.
Yeah. Yeah.
So every time the TVR starts,
yeah. You hear the sound of Donald Trump climaxing.
oh my god.
Which I figured out what it is.
Oh no.
Don't ask me how, but I have access to a certain tape. But you know what and this has been my beef with this car from day one. Okay? The Lamborghini Urus. That's the sound he made. Urus. That car is named the sound that idiot
It's an
makes
onomatopoeia.
when he climaxes.
It's an
yes.
onomatopoeia for
Yeah.
him saying
Yeah.
onomatopoeia.
Yeah, when that
Hey, P jokes. Ugh.
when that little cashew finally does something.
Oh, gross.
Urus. Welcome to never being able to think about the Lamborghini again.
Oh my god.
At least, and then getting to sleep.
What's
Yeah.
wrong with you?
A lot, Ian. A lot. Hey, there needs to be a term for like when things in your local orbit are so good, but everything else outside of it is awful, right? Yeah. So I'm doing very well. Work is going well.
Mm-hmm.
My relationship is fantastic.
Yeah.
I like my house is, I've been working on my house a lot and making great progress, and then just everything outside of it is fucking garbage and falling apart.
See, this is where, and I don't want to brag here, but this is where it has come in handy. I am built specifically
Like a teapot?
I am built like a fucking teapot, short and stout. But no, I am built. I am exceptionally well equipped to survive the Trump age.
Yeah.
Because I've always been exactly this angry about everything.
Right.
Everything has always been terrible.
You're like Bane. You're like, I was born into this anger.
It's true.
Republicans, Democrats, I was born into this. I've been here the whole time.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just we're just shining lights into dark crevices now.
Right.
They were always there.
Right.
He's not the problem.
Right.
He's the problem just made more obvious.
Right.
All of the
Right.
little problems.
All of the fucking cockroaches managed to put on a human suit for a while.
Here's the analogy.
Okay.
You have a house with wood floors, as
I
do
do.
I.
Yes.
Have you ever looked around the house and been like, it's not that dirty in here?
Right.
And then you sweep
Right. Or you get down and you look like across the surface of the floor.
Or no, you just sweep.
Yeah.
You sweep, and then you look at everything in the dustpan all at once.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit.
Right.
I'm a disgusting human being.
Yes.
That is to your feeling of cleanliness as Donald Trump is to the country, as to society.
Yeah, you're right.
He is the everything distilled into that.
Yeah,
into the dustpan.
Yeah.
The difference is that I knew the house was dirty from day one, and was pissed about it.
Right.
I don't know that that's
Yeah.
true, but
Yeah.
no. When you're just used to this like base level of irritation,
Right.
it's not really.
You just
doesn't
keep
even
on-
move the meter.
You just keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, no. Okay, so I'm just been buying time because this
Yeah.
is horrendous.
Yeah, it's
what
about
you've done to me.
Uh-huh.
Sebastian Gorka is maybe. Oh
Right.
God, he's such a fucking idiot.
Yeah, he is. And doesn't he have a Mustang?
He has a Mustang with
A vanity plate.
vanity plate.
Yeah, what does it say?
I can't remember, but it's so ridiculous, and the
Yeah.
Mustang is so perfect.
Yeah.
Like he's. If you don't know anything about Sebastian Gorka, congratulations.
Yeah, he's an awful person.
But he like illegally parked it.
Yeah, and what's his fucking
That's it
plate
right
say?
there.
Yeah, it's Art War. Yeah.
Yeah, Art of War.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
And of course, it's a convertible Mustang.
Yeah.
I want a dummy. All right, so I guess I will. Man, okay, I've got to crush.
I'm a Mustang.
I've got to crush the Lada.
Okay. All
The
right.
Lada. I can't handle.
Dressing like David A. Clark.
No.
What's it called?
Stolen valor.
Stolen valor. Thank you.
Also, just being an asshole.
Yeah.
And killing your inmates by dehydration.
Yeah.
And then I will. So that's killed. I'm going to. Oh God. So is the Gorka on all the time, or that's the only option if I have the radio on?
It's on all the time.
All right, I'll do that for a day.
Okay.
And I'm gonna marry
The cigars.
the cigaris
and
with
he-
the Urus.
and hear Urus every time it starts.
Yes.
Urus. Yeah. Yeah. Just think of the quantity of people that had to put up with that.
Joke's on you. It's never gonna start.
Oh, Ian. Ian, what have we learned here today?
Nothing.
Nope.
Nothing.
Has it been fun?
Reasonable. As fun as anything can be. I
Yeah.
would suppose.
Yeah. Ian?
Yeah.
What should someone do if they like our podcast? They should rate and review it on iTunes.
Oh, you mean that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Not looking inward, looking outward, right?
Good plan.
Rate and review on iTunes.
Go to teamclearcoat.com. That's where you can get to all of our other sundry things.
Yep. YouTube. Yeah.
All
Subscribe
those.
to us on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep. Watch our faces on the show.
Or don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yep.
I have nothing else.
You have nothing else you done, buddy?
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to bed immediately.
All right. Well, thank you for listening, everybody.
We did Car Show.
We love you.
Goodbye.